the Ombudsman special prosecutors after they shall have evaluated the merit of their status.
Ma'am, as I understand the WPP, well, perhaps you might want to include the provisional acceptance or admission in your IRR. But under the WPP, nakalagay po doon, pag tinanggap nyo na sila, effect of admission, the prosecutors shall take note of the admission, and if the cases have not yet been filed, will no longer file a complaint against them. So, if essentially may administrative immunity na pong binibigyan, hindi state witness ang tawag doon. Kasi pag state witness, desisyon na po ng korte yun. May I ask, in the case of Ben Horloy, he was the root of all of this. Sa kanya po nang galing lahat to. Correct me if I'm wrong, he was charged with the office of the Ombudsman.
No, Your Honor. Insofar as NBI is concerned, we did not include Mr. Ben Horloy and the original set of whistleblowers. But I'm not sure whether the FIO of the Office of the Ombudsman, which is also a complainant in separate cases against the same respondents, have included them as respondents when these charges were filed before the panel of special prosecutors handling the preliminary investigation.
Benhor, respondent ka ba sa Ombudsman case, sa PDAP scam?
Isinama po kami, tapos ano po.
Alam ko nga, kasama ka eh.
Opo, kasama po kami sa Ombudsman.
Sino nagsampa ng reklamo laban sa'yo?
Ano sir, bali ang pagkaalam po namin, kami mga witness, kasama kami, tapos gagawin po kami yung as witness doon sa ano po. Yun ang pagkaalam.
Because actually,
yun ang understanding ko, sir.
Actually, yun din ang intindi ko. Kinakabahan lang ako, Benhor, dahil administratively, the DOJ can decide not to file cases against you anymore. In fact, kung may MOA sa Ombudsman, that can be agreed upon with the Ombudsman. Kapag ka ginagamit ang salitang so ang lalabas dyan, kung hihilingin pa lang ng abogado ng Office of the Special Prosecutor sa Ombudsman at discharge kayo ng Sandigan Bayan, posible na sa dulo, magsabi ang Sandigan Bayan na, uy, teka, halimbawa lang, may prior conviction ka pala ng crime involving moral turpitude, hindi ka qualified maging state witness. All of these could be possibly avoided if charges will no longer be filed or dropped as against either Ben Horloy, Dennis Cunanan, Ruby Tuason, or others who have stated the truth with respect to what they know in this PDAP scam. Ma'am, please.
Yes, Your Honor. As a matter of fact, I know that there has been a plunder case filed against Ben Horloy et al. By Senator Bong Revilla, but it was already dismissed by the Office of the Ombudsman. That is our information. But I have not seen any document with respect to that. But it was, I think, announced that that case was dismissed, citing the WPP coverage of Ben Horloy et al.
Kaya nga po,
Immunity.
kung WPP covered na sila, they will no longer be charged. That's with respect to the DOJ. Now, you have a MOA with the Ombudsman. If you admit, as you have admitted Ben Horloy, and if you admit later on, ma'am, Dennis Cunanan, will that also be adopted by the Ombudsman? Meaning to say, hindi na po sila kakasuhan. Early on, hindi na sila kasama. Hindi yung akusado pa rin sila, tapos hihilingin pa lang sa Sandigan Bayan after the case is filed for them to be discharged as a state witness. Again, as I said, the requirements for admission to WPP are totally different from the requirements to be discharged as a state witness.
That is also our position, Your Honor. And I think that is the position of the Ombudsman. I'm not sure whether she was quoted right in one newspaper item saying, trying to clarify that these WPP covered witnesses are immune witnesses, but they are not necessarily yet state witnesses. That's what.
Actually, I heard that interview to ma'am, but I don't know where she got the statement or the phrase immune witness from. That's not found in any of our rules, the immune witness. That's the first time I heard of that.
Well, it's maybe because the law says immunity from prosecution when a witness is covered, especially if fully covered already.
If I remember correctly, the wetting cases against former President Estrada, the prosecutors at that time, or his lawyers at that time, used PD 749, which gives immunity to the bribe giver if he testifies. That's a law that says that a bribe giver who so testifies shall be immune from prosecution and shall not be convicted if a case has been filed against him. Can we not use that same PD? There is a precedent when it was used to protect a witness without going through the long process, of having to ask the Sandigan Bayan to be discharged as state witness, provisional, later on, actual admission. Can the DOJ consider that, please?
Yes, of course, Your Honor, but I don't think we don't even have to invoke that PD because we have the WPP law. And we know the consequence of the acceptance under the WPP. But we are just very conscious about the fact that since it's the Ombudsman that will be ultimately prosecuting this case, we would want the Ombudsman also to have the final say or approval of the status of our proposed state witness, especially that under its own law, the Office of the Ombudsman also has the power to grant immunity.
Just a few more points, Mr.
Separate from the WPP law, which is administered by the DOJ.
Just a few more points, Mr. Chairman. Secretary Lima, I heard you on television. I saw you on television last night. You said, hindi kayo sang-ayon na ilagay sa regular na kulungan si Napoles dahil parang baka mapurnada yung balakin o posibilidad na mag-testify pa siya. Umaasa pa ho ba kayo na aamin si Napoles at kakanta at this point in time?
You can never tell, Your Honors. May I clarify my statement?
Please, ma'am.
Over TV. I was asked the question: is DOJ the opposing the